University Challenge. Asking the questions, Amol Rajan.
Hello and welcome to University Challenge, where we're about to begin the second round of matches in our double elimination quarter-final stage. The teams competing tonight have both played and won one quarter-final already, meaning whoever wins this match will become the first team through to this year's semi-finals. The team from Christ College in Cambridge are here having beaten Exeter College, Oxford in round one and St Edmund Hall, Oxford in round two. In their first quarter-final, they then stunned the team from Imperial. With 4 minutes to go, they were 50 points behind and came back to win by 20, thanks to excellent buzzers on Sukkot and synchrotrons. They've been consistently strong on science as well as on classics and classical music, and their average score per game is 200. Let's meet the team from Christ's once again.
Hi, I'm Anneke Furman. I'm from The Hague in the Netherlands and I study classics.
Hello, I'm Brendan Bethlehem. I'm from North London and I'm studying linguistics.
And their captain.
Hello, I'm Oscar Despard. I'm from Dublin in Ireland and I study biochemistry.
Hi, I'm Linus Liu. I'm from Orpington and I'm studying maths.
The team from Warwick are coming into this match off the back of 3 comfortable victories over UEA, Oriel College, Oxford and Queen's University, Belfast. In all those games, they've been notably quick on the buzzer and have backed that up with a solid bonus conversion rate of 60%, answering particularly impressively on film, mythology and the works of Silvia Federici. Like a few teams in these quarterfinals, however, they've sometimes struggled on literature. With an average score so far of 235, let's meet the team from Warwick for the 4th time.
Hi, I'm Ananya Govindarajan. I'm from Edgware in North London and I'm studying engineering.
Hello, I'm Thomas Hart. I'm from a village called Miskin in the South Wales Valleys and I study maths.
And their captain.
Hi, I'm Oscar Siddle. I'm from Islington in London and I'm also studying maths.
Hi, I'm Benjamin Watson. I'm from Amersham in Buckinghamshire and I'm studying politics, philosophy and economics.
Right, well, you all know how this works. You feeling ready? OK, good. Let's get going. Fingers and buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. Who was the only person to sign or seal all of the following? The Declaration of Independence that precipitated the American Revolution, the 1778 Treaty of Alliance between the 13 colonies and France, the 1783 Treaty of Paris that ended the war and recognised the sovereignty of the colonies, and the United States Constitution, of which he was the oldest signatory.
Warwick Siddle.
Franklin?
It is Benjamin Franklin, yes. Your bonuses, Warwick, are 3 questions on the state of Wyoming in film. The first part of what 2005 film, adapted from a short story by Annie Proulx, takes place on a
Brokeback Mountain?
Yes. Devil's Tower, a massive flat-topped rock formation in northeast Wyoming, is a significant location in what 1977 film? Throughout the film, a number of characters find themselves obsessively recreating its distinctive shape and gradually converge on it.
I have no idea. Sorry.
I've never heard of this before.
Pass.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. What 1969 film begins in 1890s Wyoming, where one of the title characters leads an outlaw gang whose hideout is in the remote mountain pass of Hole in the Wall?
Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid?
OK, sure. Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid.
It is indeed, yes. No, sorry, question now. In 1875, the French chemist Paul-Émile Lecoq de Bois-Baudran discovered which element when he observed...
Warwick Hart.
Gallium?
It is gallium. Well done. Your bonuses, Warwick, are on figures of speech. In each case, give the term from the description. All 3 begin with the same 3 letters. First, a figure of speech in which a concept is referred to by the name of a concept or entity closely related to it. In linguistics, this term refers to a process by which words acquire new meanings and functions.
It's not neology.
I mean, Brendan's going to be fuming, but I've no idea. No, I've got
neologism.
No, it's metonymy. Secondly, sometimes referred to as a metonymy of a metonymy, a figure of speech in which a common image or phrase is applied in a novel way. In narratology, this term refers to transgression between narrative levels.
Well, so it's not, I don't think it's just metaphor. Probably metaphor. It's not metaphor. What else?
We don't know, do we?
No, it's not
Metaphor.
No, it's metalepsis. Finally, a figure of speech in which one concept is referred to by the name of another concept or entity that is unrelated but analogous to the target concept in some way. In cognitive linguistics, this phenomenon is thought to account for how humans can conceptualize abstract ideas like time, thoughts, and...
Metaphor.
Yes, it is metaphor. Well done. Let's start the question now. I need to hear 3 answers promptly here. Great Prespa Lake is located at the tri-point of which 3 European countries? Located approximately 10 kilometres southeast of Lake Ohrid, part of the...
Christ's Bethlehem.
Macedonia, Albania, and Greece.
Yes, I'll accept that. Macedonia is, of course, North Macedonia these days, but yeah. Your bonuses, Christ, are 3 questions on chromosomal mutations. What term is used to describe disorders where 3 copies of a chromosome, rather than 2, are found in the nuclei of an organism? Examples of this phenomenon include that for chromosome 21, which causes Down syndrome.
Trisomy.
Yes. A less common form of Down syndrome results when the long arm of chromosome 21 attaches to a different chromosome. What term describes this type of chromosomal mutation?
Translocation.
I think so.
Translocation.
Yes. Born in 1892, which US endocrinologist gives his name to a syndrome in which one of the 2 X chromosomes of a female is fully or partially missing? It is characterized by developmental problems, heart defects, and short stature.
Is this Klinefelter?
I think it is.
Yes.
No, Klinefelter is a male one, but it might be Klinefelter.
Oh, it could be Turner either.
I think it's more likely to be
it's
Turner
more likely
because
to be
Charles
Turner, I
II
think,
of Spain is
yeah.
theorised to have Klinefelter.
Okay. Turner.
Yes, it's Turner syndrome for Henry Turner. Let's start the question now. What short word completes the title of a 1979 work by Sandra Gilbert and Susan Gubar, subtitled The Woman Writer and the 19th Century Literary...
Christ's Despard.
Attic.
Attic, it is Attic, well done. The Mad Woman in the Attic. 3 questions for you, Christ, on economics. In the 1989 work, Asia's Next Giant, the US economist Alice Amsden examined the industrialization of what country? It has a population of more than 50 million.
Could this be Vietnam?
It could be Vietnam.
Do you think so?
I don't know.
It could be Japan.
No. That would be Age's Next Giant.
Oh, Next Giant, yeah, Vietnam.
Vietnam.
No, it's South Korea.
Okay, sorry.
Amsden's study emphasised the role in Korean industrialisation of what large industrial conglomerates owned by a family or extended family? I need a 2-syllable Korean word.
Oh, this has a very specific
It does have
name,
a
but I
very...
don't
It's
know
like
what it is.
Guangzhou or something like that.
Guangzhou. We could try Guangzhou. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, Guangzhou.
No, it's Chaebol. The Chaebol emerged during the colonial period by imitating the practices of what similar Japanese-owned organisations? Their name uses the same Chinese character combination as Chaebol.
This is something like Tsuburu or something.
Nominate Bethlehem.
Tsuburu?
No, I can't accept that, sorry. It's Zaibatsu. Let's start the question, and it's a picture round. For your picture starter, you will see a map showing the location of a national park named after a geographical feature. For 10 points, simply give me its name.
Christ's Bethlehem.
Mount Vesuvius.
Yes, it is Vesuvius. Well done. For your picture starter, you saw the location of Vesuvius National Park, which is one of more than 20 national parks in Italy. For your picture bonuses, you're going to see maps indicating the locations of 3 more of them. First, for 5 points, what mountain range appears in the name of this national park, which covers a small part of them?
It's the Dolomites.
Dolomites.
I'm pretty sure.
Dolomites.
Yes. Secondly, this national park takes its name from a grouping of settlements known by what 2-word Italian name?
Oh, where are we? We're in Genoa. National 2-word settlements. Don't know.
I don't know.
I've got no idea.
Any guesses?
No.
Alba Longa. No, I've got nothing.
Yeah, well, Alba Longa.
That's Cinque Terre. Finally, here I want you to name either the archipelago that gives its name to this park or this archipelago's largest island.
Elba is the largest island, so just say Elba.
Elba.
Yeah.
Elba.
Yes, Elba is the largest island. It's the Tuscan archipelago. Now let's start the question now. I need a single short word here. In computing, priority queues can be implemented with a Fibonacci type of what?
Christ's Loo.
Heap.
Yes, well done. Your bonuses then are on Kings of Scotland from the dynasty known variously as the House of Dunkeld or House of Canmore, descendants of Duncan I. I need a name and regnal number in each case. Which son of Duncan I defeated Macbeth and retook the throne from Macbeth's stepson, Lulach, in 1058? Name and regnal number required.
Malcolm III.
Malcolm III.
Yes. The youngest son of Malcolm III, which king was educated at the court of Henry I of England and on taking the throne in 1124 integrated modern European institutions of rule with native Celtic customs? He conquered much of northern England.
David I.
Correct. Who was the last king for the House of Dunkeld? He won sovereignty of the Western Isles and Man, but was predeceased by his children, leaving only his young granddaughter, Margaret, Maid of Norway, as heir.
Alexander III.
Well done. Another starter question now. Things on buzzers. In an 1888 painting, which Roman emperor did Sir Lawrence Alma Tadema depict...
Warwick Siddle.
Elagabalus.
Yes, well done. Your bonuses in Warwick are on the decorated style of Gothic architecture, which began in the later 13th century. One characteristic of the decorated style is the use of ribs known as lianes and tiercerons. These ribs combine in numerous elaborate ways to form what arched structures?
Do they want like flying buttresses?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Possibly. Yeah. Anything else? Flying buttresses?
No, it's vault. What octagonal structure at Wells Cathedral is a noted example of the decorated style? I need a two-word name, meaning a formal meeting place for clergy to conduct business.
Well, meeting place for clergy would be a synod, but what would be the first word? Like general synod? I don't know.
Okay. Nominate Hart.
General synod?
No, it's chapter house. Okay. What four-letter term denotes an S-shaped curve used in arches of the decorated style? It is a pervasive motif in Alan Hollinghurst's novel The Line of Beauty.
This is a thing. It's come up before.
You're gonna get it. No.
A Jeeve, maybe?
Jeeve.
No, bad luck. It's OG. Let's start the question. In addition to the year 2022, which other year saw 3 British Prime Ministers hold office? These being the Earl of Derby, Benjamin Disraeli and William Gladstone.
Warwick Hart.
1868?
Well done. It is, yes, it is. Well done. Your bonuses then were 3 questions on a chemist. Born in 1912, which American Nobel laureate is credited with recognising and demonstrating that the 14 elements now known as the actinides form a distinct group and should be presented in the periodic table as a separate transition series similar to the lanthanides?
Any idea at all?
Absolutely none.
Sharpless, he won it.
Seaborg? What was Seaborg?
I mean,
Okay.
Sharpless maybe.
Sharpless?
Bad luck, it's Seaborg.
Oh, sorry.
In March 1941, around 3 months after discovering plutonium, Seaborg and his team demonstrated that which specific isotope of this element was fissionable and could therefore be used in an atomic bomb. It remains today one of the primary fissionable materials used in nuclear weapons.
213 or something?
Is it just uranium?
No,
No,
they
it's
want to
plutonium
isotope
213, isn't it?
Oh, I
Or
see.
something
If you
like
think,
that. Something
well,
like
no,
that.
because the uranium isotope is 238, so it'll be higher than that.
Okay, well, like 240 maybe?
I mean, I really don't know. I'm sorry.
Plutonium 240?
Bad luck. Split the difference is 239. Bad luck. Together with Emilio Segre, Seaborg discovered what has become the most widely used radioisotope in medical imaging and diagnostic scans. Isotope 99M of which group 7 element? This element was the first to be synthetically produced.
Is it barium? Like, they use barium in a lot of things, but I don't know if that's group 7.
Anything else? Okay, barium.
No, it's technetium. Another starter question. According to a much-quoted statement by French linguist Antoine Meillet, anyone wishing to hear how Indo-Europeans spoke should come and listen to...
Christ's Bethlehem.
Lithuanian.
It is Lithuanian. Well done. Your bonus is Christ, 3 questions on a writer and politician. Written in the late 1930s, Notebook of a Return to My Native Land is a book-length poem by which Martinican writer and politician? Together with Leopold Senghor, he helped establish the literary and ideological movement of negritude.
Is this Fanon?
No, I think it's Aimé Césaire.
Okay.
Aimé Césaire?
Yes. Césaire's 1963 play, The Tragedy of King Christophe, is a historical work set in which country shortly after it gained independence? The titular figure declared himself king of this country in 1811, having been named president in 1807, following the assassination of his predecessor, Jean-Jacques Dessalines.
This is Haiti.
Haiti?
Yeah.
Haiti.
Yes. Césaire's other plays include a post-colonial reimagining of which late play by Shakespeare? He explicitly names 2 of its characters as slaves and repositions its main character as a slave master.
This is The Tempest.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
The Tempest.
It is The Tempest. Well done. Music round now. And for your music starter, you're going to hear a piece of classical music. For 10 points, name the composer.
Warwick Hart.
Brahms.
No, you can hear a bit more, Christ, but you may not confer.
Christ's Despard.
Elgar?
It is Elgar, yes, yes. Your bonuses, that was Elgar's Symphony No. 3, which remained unfinished at the time of his death, only to be completed over 60 years later by composer Anthony Payne. Your music bonuses will be 3 more unfinished classical works which were completed by other people. 5 points for each original composer you can identify. First.
Ooh, is this Mahler? Sounds vaguely Mahlery.
It does sound vaguely like romantic.
Yeah. I don't
It has a
anything
small ensemble though, seemingly. So.
Okay, not Mahler.
Come on.
Yeah. Well, I'll go on. We'll go Mahler.
we'll go.
Mahler.
No, it's Prokofiev. Secondly,
Could it be Schubert?
It could be, yeah.
I mean, it's only a guess, but
Yeah, it could be
definitely
Schubert,
unfinished
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Schubert.
no, it's Shostakovich. And finally,
This sounds...
Could be Glass.
It could be.
Britain.
I don't think... No.
We could go for glass.
Yeah, try it.
I mean,
don't
it's
know.
not. I don't
have
have much faith in it,
confidence.
but Glass.
no, it's Arnold Schoenberg. Let's start the question now. Born in 1698, which Scottish mathematician gives his name to all the following? A curve with the polar equation R equals...
Christ's Bethlehem.
Chlorine.
Yes, Colin McLaurin indeed. Well done. Your bonuses are 3 questions on tennis in 2023. In January 2023, which Belarusian player won her first Grand Slam singles title when she beat Elena Rybakina in the final of the Australian Open? Later in the year, she attained world #1 ranking for the first time.
Maybe Sabalenka.
Okay.
I'm going to nominate you. Nominate Furman.
Sabalenka.
It is indeed. Which Czech player beat Ons Jabeur in the 2023 Wimbledon ladies singles final to win her first Grand Slam title? She also became the first unseeded woman to take the Wimbledon title in the Open era.
Krejcikova, maybe?
Yeah, try it. Go ahead. That sounds Czech.
Nominate Furman.
Krejcikova.
No, that was Marketa Vondrushova. Which American won her first Grand Slam singles title at the 2023 US Open, aged just 19? In that same year, she was the world's highest paid female athlete.
Is this Corey Gove?
No, I don't think so.
Raducanu is English.
Yeah,
isn't she?
she's English. We could go for Coco Gauff, but I don't
Yeah.
think.
I can't think of anyone else.
Yeah.
So, Gulf.
It is Coco Gauff, yes, well done. Let's start the question. This is a quote. This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard. These words, spoken by Hippolyta in Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, refer to which play within the play?
Christ's Despard.
Pyramus and Thisbe.
It is Pyramus and Thisbe. 3 questions for you, Christ, on a food grain. A specialty of Orkney and Shetland, where it is used to make bannocks, beer meal, that's B-E-R-E, is made from an ancient variety of what grain?
Spells is quite ancient.
It could be spelled or
But
rye.
there's both varieties of wheat,
Oh, okay, well...
aren't they?
Okay, try barley, because I'm trying to think
Well,
of things
no,
that
no,
are
no.
hardy. They would grow in Orkney and Shetland, but I'm
well-
not sure.
Come on.
Okay, barley.
Yes. What 2-word term denotes the nutritious treacle-like syrup obtained from barley that has undergone a process of steeping, germinating, and then drying? It is a primary ingredient in a number of brands of loaf cake.
Do we have any idea?
Is it
Wait,
treacle?
is this what malt is?
Oh, yeah, it could be that. Malt.
I'm afraid I can't accept that. I did specifically ask for a 2-word term, which I needed to hear malt extract or malt syrup. Bad luck.
Okay.
Finally, barley is the grain most commonly used to make sampa. That's T-S-A-M-P-A, a toasted flour that is the staple of a high Asian plateau region. From what language does the word sampa originate?
Tibetan.
Tibetan.
Yeah.
Tibetan.
Yes, it is. Let's start the question. In 2023, Consus of the Netherlands correctly identified a location in rural Finland to beat Blinky of France in the World Cup final of what e-sport? This is a competitive version of an online game in which a player is dropped into a random...
Warwick Hart.
Fortnite.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Into a random street location and must identify the place from visual clues.
Christ's Loop.
GeoGuessr.
It is GeoGuessr, yes. Your bonuses then, Christ, are 3 questions on a scientific work. Published in 1673, Horologium Oscillatorium, subtitled Geometrical Demonstrations Concerning the Motion of Pendula as Applied to Clocks, is a work by which Dutch mathematician and physicist?
Is this Huygens?
It might be Huygens.
Oh, it sounds
Yes,
like
I mean, it's the sort of thing he'd do.
sounds like real.
Yeah.
Huygens.
Yes. In the Horologium, Huygens addresses the problem of finding the tautochrone curve. That is, the curve where the time taken for a bead placed on it to slide to its lowest point is independent of the bead's starting position. He proved that the solution is what specific type of roulette curve?
It is a cycloid, yeah. Cycloid.
Yes. The final part of the Horologium contains 13 statements concerning what inertial or fictitious force Huygens had coined the term by which it is now known in an earlier work.
He hardly called it the Coriolis force, so what do we think
Maybe
it is?
centrifugal. That's the
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, so centrifugal? Yeah. Centrifugal?
Yes, correct. 8 minutes to go, plenty of time, Warwick. Its name deriving from the Latin for little grape. What anatomical structure contains serous and seromucous glandular masses and is believed to be almost unique to humans? It contributes to the formation of the French R sound and helps to prevent food...
Christ's Bethlehem.
The uvula.
It is a uvula, yes. Your bonuses, Christ, are on terms from Indian classical music. In each case, give the word from the definition. First, similar to the modes of Western music, a sequence of ascending and descending notes from which an improvisation is then derived by a performer. Each sequence may be associated with a particular mood, season, or time of day.
Raga.
Yeah.
Raga.
Yes. Secondly, a term meaning the beat or rhythmic structure of a particular composition or improvisation and the marking of it with hand gestures or percussion.
Oh, I do not know this.
Any ideas?
No, I got nothing.
Okay, pass.
That's a tala. And finally, a form of song typically performed to the tune of a raga. It shares its name with a form of Arabic and later Persian romantic poetry.
Oh, is this a ghazal? Is this what a ghazal is? There's a romantic poetry.
Ghazal?
Yeah.
Ghazal?
It is a ghazal, yes.
Well done.
Your picture round now. And for your picture starter, you're going to see an artwork from the turn of the 17th century. For 10 points, identify the artist.
Warwick Siddle.
Caravaggio.
It is, well done. Your picture starter was Caravaggio's The Calling of St. Matthew, which demonstrates his characteristic use of chiaroscuro. Your picture bonuses will be 3 more artists working in the 17th century who made notable use of chiaroscuro, taking inspiration from Caravaggio. 5 points for each artist you can identify. First, this Italian painter.
Gentileschi.
Yes. Secondly, this painter is often associated with the closely related style of tenebrism.
You know the most.
Yeah.
Just send something.
It's the wrong year. Del Piombo.
No, it's Ribera. And finally?
Must be El Greco.
No, it's Rembrandt. Let's start with a question. In 1908, the philosopher John McTaggart introduced the terms A-series and...
Warwick Watson.
Time.
Well done. Yes, it is. Your bonus is Warwick, 3 questions on epithets in Homer's Iliad. Who is the only character in the Iliad with the epithet Menetides, or son of Menetius?
Who did we know in the Iliad is Menetius?
Agamemnon. Agamemnon.
No, it's Patroclus. Which character's specific epithets include Hippodamos, or tamer of horses, Chalcochoristes, or bronze-armed, and Corythiolos, or of the shining helmet?
Yeah, that makes sense. Go for that.
Achilles.
No, it's Hector. Which god is referred to by epithets including Phoebus, or bright, Acursa comes, or ever young, Hekibolos, or sharpshooter, and Argyrotoxos, or of the silver bow?
Artemis.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Artemis.
No, it's Apollo. Let's start a question. What name links a prominent early Sienese painter thought to have been a pupil of Duccio with an informal law associated with nitrogen narcosis in scuba diving? The latter is also known as rapture of the deep and refers to the effects of a cocktail named after a brand of vermouth.
Warwick Hart.
Martini?
It is Martini, yes. Your bonuses work. 3 questions on archaic English place names no longer in use. All refer to coastal cities. First, what Galician city was known historically in English as the Groin, possibly a corruption via French of its local name by which it is now more commonly known?
No, what's it's A Coruña, I think.
Nominate Hart.
A Coruña?
Yes. Secondly, what Tuscan city, now one of Italy's largest ports, was known historically in the English-speaking world as Leghorn?
Or Livorno, maybe? Yeah, sure.
Okay. Nominate Watson.
Livorno?
Yes. And finally, what Baltic port was known in English and other languages until the 20th century as Raval?
Oh, is this just like Riga or Tallinn? No.
Try.
What's Riga? Riga?
No, it's Tallinn. Let's start a question now. In vector calculus, a Jacobian matrix is produced by applying what operation?
Christ's slew.
Determinant?
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. What operation for each variable of a function? In one dimension, this operation gives the rate of change of a function with respect to an input variable.
Warwick Hart.
Partial determinant. Derivative, sorry.
Thomas, I'm so sorry, I can't accept it. I have to take the answer you gave, and you know the answer was partial differentiation because you corrected yourself.
Linus put the word determinant in my head.
I'm so sorry. Bad luck. That things about us. Here's another starter question. Thought to be up to 30,000 years old, an 11-centimetre tall limestone figurine of a nude face...
Christ's Bethlehem.
Lion Man.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Faceless woman, discovered in 1908, is known as the Venus of which village in the Wachau Valley of Lower Austria?
Warwick Siddle.
Hagau.
No, it's Willendorf. Bad luck. Let's start the question. Fingers on buzzers. I need to hear a two-word term here. The Sea of Cortez lies to the east of which long mountainous peninsula whose name appears in those of two states with capitals at La...
Warwick Watson.
Baja California.
Well done, it is indeed. Your bonus is then, Warwick, 3 questions on plants of the myrtle family. What is the common name of Syzygium aromaticum, whose pungent dried buds have a wide range of culinary uses? Native to the Molucca Islands, its common name derives from the French for nail.
He's in cloves or...
Yeah.
Cloves?
Yes. The name of what tropical fruit precedes guava in a common name of Aca celowiana, a fragrant green egg-shaped fruit also known by the names guavastine and feijoa?
I just noticed a guavastine, sorry.
Pineapple.
Yes, it is pineapple.
well done.
Derived from a tree native to eastern Australia, Melaleuca oil has what other name after a beverage?
maybe?
It is a common...
Eucalyptus oil.
No, it's tea tree. Bad luck. Another starter question. In the lambda CDM theory of the Big Bang theory of cosmology, where the Greek letter lambda stands for the cosmological constant, for what do the letters...
Warwick Hart.
Cold dark matter.
Yes, your bonuses are 3 questions on African writers. Winner of the Nobel Prize in Literature in 2021, Abdul Razak Gurna.
Nominate Hart.
Tanzania.
No, bad luck. I was about to say which African island, and we needed to hear Zanzibar. Bad luck. Her novels including When Rain Clouds Gather, Bessie Head is commonly associated with which country where she made her home in 1964? It borders her native South Africa.
Zimbabwe, maybe?
Namibia, maybe? I don't know. I haven't heard of this person.
Zimbabwe.
No, it's Botswana. The Nobel laureate Naguib Mahfouz is noted for a trilogy named after which African
Cairo.
capital? Yes, it is Cairo. Well done. Let's start the question now. Alluding to a story in the Bible, what 5-letter word appears in the titles of both a 2022 speculative fiction novel by R.F. Kuang and a 1966 SF novel by...
Warwick Watson.
Babel.
It is indeed Babel, yes. Your bonuses are on chief mousers. In 2016, a cat named Gladstone became the chief mouser at which government department located at 1 Horse Cars
The
Road?
Treasury.
Yes. In 2007, a cat named Sybil became the first mouser at 10 Downing Street in almost a decade. She was the pet of which Chancellor of the Exchequer?
Or to date, sorry.
2007.
So, Darling.
Darling.
Yes. What name links the British Prime Minister at the end of the Crimean War and the now retired Chief Mouser of the Foreign Office?
Yes, Palmerston.
Palmerston.
Yes, it is. Well done. In music theory, what specific term is defined as the simultaneous use of 2 and only 2 different...
Christ Bethlehem.
Bitonality.
It is bitonality, yes. Your bonuses, Christ, are on polysyllabic verbs referring to deceit or evasion. All 3 end in the letters A-T-E. Quote, to mean one thing and express another was Dr. Johnson's definition of what word from the Latin for to call by the same name. It is memorably used by the porter in Shakespeare's Macbeth.
To call by the same name. So, ipsa nominate, no.
Convocate.
Equivocate.
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 Yes, from the Latin for turn one's back. Meanings of what word include to turn renegade and to... And that got on Warwick have 155 and Christ have 205. I thought, Warwick, you were about to put off the most amazing comeback there. You were about 450 points behind at one point, but you came back incredibly well against such a strong team. But it's not the end. We shall see you again. Christ, I've got to say, 200, even though you fell asleep for about 10 minutes at the end, 205 is an absolutely magnificent score at this stage of the competition. It really is, especially up against such a strong team in Warwick. And it means you're our first semi-finalist. Congratulations, and do keep awake in the last 10 minutes next time, because we nearly lost you there. Right, we shall see you again, and I hope we'll see you again for another quarter-final match. But until then, it is goodbye from Warwick.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It's goodbye from Christ College, Cambridge.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.